If you've ever tried to get your spring garden plants started from seeds during winter, you know it's tougher than it looks. Once these little guys come up, they need a lot of light to stay healthy. And unless you've got some serious grow lamps in your house, that means a greenhouse or a cold frame. Traditional greenhouses and cold frames are pretty expensive to build. That's why I've developed this. I call it the Crystal Casket. It's the same basic idea as a cold frame, but a lot more versatile. You can either tilt it up and put flats of seedlings underneath it, or you could build a raised bed the same size and use it as a hinged lid. Most importantly, it's easy to build, it's cheap, and anyone can do it. Here's how you make your own. To make your own crystal casket, you'll need one polycarbonate roofing panel, two 8-foot 2x4s, and two 2-foot pieces of 2x10. You can get all of this at Home Depot or Lowe's. You'll also need some screws to hold it together and some basic tools. First, cut the grooves in the 2x4s that the poly will fit into. I like to clamp the two boards together so that each one acts as a guide to saw the other. Set your circular saw to about a 1/2 inch depth and cut the channel on one side about 1 inch from the edge. Then flip it over and cut the channel on the other side the same distance from the edge. Next, pre-drill some holes in the 2x10s to keep them from splitting when you screw them to the 2x4s. Then, screw the 2x10s to the 2x4s. Make sure that the edge of the 2x4 with the groove is pointing in and up. I prefer using spack screws to regular duck screws because they grab the end grain and pull the boards together a little better. Stand the frame up on one side and fit the edge of the poly panel into the groove. To keep it from slipping out, drive a couple of screws into the edge of the 2x4 like this. Be sure to pre-drill to avoid splitting. Turn the frame over and fit the other edge of the poly into its groove. Pin it in place with a couple more screws, and you're done. And that's all there is to it. On nights when it's going to go well below freezing, you will want to take your seedlings inside or cover this with a blanket. When you want to water your plants, or if it's unseasonably warm, just tilt it up. The 2x10 edges are wide enough to keep it stable when it's upright. Enjoy!